A very good afternoon to you all. I, Jyoti Kukreja, Assistant Professor Jim's Kalkaji, welcome you all to the yet another Young Corporates Meet. I know that you have this question in your mind. Are you still young into the crown? Or are you still getting into the mute? So, very good afternoon to you all. Jagannath International Management School Kalkaji welcomes you all to yet another live webinar into the Young Corporate Meet series. So you all know that we are really invigorated to have all our alumni who are doing the best in the best industries and organizations to interact with you all, to let you know how difficult it is to chase success and not easy are the shortcuts to it. So guys, please join me as I welcome Samarth Bhargav, Section Manager with Procter and Gamble, working into the organization of Khimji Ramdas. So I'm sure you would all be interested into grabbing those loads of money into not only INR but different currency denominations. And yes, when the online world, the digital world has made it all for us to really make it a real thing, why should we lag behind? So let's learn from the experts. Let's learn from and hear from the horse's mouth how difficult or good it would be for you to join either the league with him or to get it changed. So can we have Samarth here?
Thank you, Jyotiman. Thank you for the wonderful introduction.
Most welcome. It's a delight to have you here. So how had you taken up your journey right from different parts of the world here, right from India to going to different parts of the world? So let everyone know your story. So please tell us something about yourself. Where do you come from? How did things happen? How did you thought of going for, your graduation to post graduation to going ahead with international contours then?
Sure, ma'am. Hi, everyone. This is Samarth Bhargav from PGDM IB 2018-20 batch. I have done my
Samarth, we also want to see you and not only hear you.
Yes, ma'am. So, guys, I have done my graduation from Jim's Vasant Kunj. The course I took up was BBA, and after that, I was sort of confused. Where should I go next? Should I work or should I take up MBA? So I took up PGDM with this college, and I selected Jim's Kalkaji. First of all, the major reason I'll tell you guys, I won't tell you things that will make you happy or something like that. But I'll tell you the reason I took up GIMS Kalkaji. First of all, it was offering the international business course, which I wanted. And secondly, the college was under my budget, because I'll tell you a very nice thing that you'll feel good about is that people who are working with me in Khimji Ramdas in Oman, the same people who got selected from my batch are have done MBAs from colleges where they are paying 15 lakh fees, 16 lakh fees. But where I have paid around, at my time the fees was less, but from where I have paid around the fees of 7 lakh, I joined at the similar package as theirs. So this is a very good thing for you guys. Plus, you are getting the same exposure as the guys from those colleges are getting. So these were one of the major reasons that I selected GIMS Kalkaji.
Right. So with we at gyms always believe in rewarding that loyalty factor, whether I think that goes also into your personal lives as well, because what you get is what you give. Right. So when you get this loads of loyalty rewards, I'm sure you're also going to take it across to the people whom you're going to meet in your life next. So with COVID not really being positive for us, God forbids, but yes, this positivity and optimism has to prevail so that the best things can happen into everyone's life. So just elaborate a little, Samarth. How did you thought of doing BBA? What did you do in your school time?
Guys, in my school time, I'll be very honest with you, I wasn't a really good student. So I was never into studies and all. I was all into music, sports, and everything. So what I thought was that science is something that I don't want to do because it did not interest me. So I took up commerce. I took up commerce with maths. And after that, I had only a few options, which were BCom and BBA. So then I took up BBA from Jims Vasant Kunj in IP University. And after that, I'll tell you a very good story. I had gone for an interview at IBS Hyderabad for MBA. And there, those guys only told me that if you want to do an international business course, you have a very good college in Delhi itself, and you should go for GIMS Kalkaji. So this was also a major reason which told me to sort of consider GIMS Kalkaji for my MBA. And during my college time, I'll tell you a very simple thing. I was an average student in studies, and I was just into extracurricular activities and everything, because to get noticed, you have to be out there. And that is something which will help you in your college life as well as in your corporate life.
Right. So it's all about being that street smart person, which is more important, not necessarily that everybody has to be good into academics.
No,
Right.
I mean, academics is also very important because it is definitely an added advantage, because it's very easy. People look at your academic reports, and after that only they'll talk to you about further things. But I was lucky enough to have gotten selected into a company which was looking for people who are more of into extracurricular activities, and it is more about their personality rather than their educational, I won't say educational qualification, but academic reports.
Right. So they say that aptitude is important for you to reach to altitudes. So how much do you think had been going this? Because I'm sure some of them who have joined or are onto looking ahead into us at Facebook or YouTube. So they would be screening and listening to you here. What is your say onto this, that how important is your academics background when they are going to go ahead for international placements, and not only getting the job here but getting yourself promoted, surviving there? So what is that country culture, right from Oman to talking about in India? I think there are a lot of confusions because these days the world has become really small onto this small screen of smartphone. But then is the how smart you find yourself once you think that you've done an MBA, you haven't done it. So, what are those questions? How would you answer them?
See, it's like first you there is a time that aptitude is definitely very important,
Mhm.
and aptitude is not only about the marks or the scores that you are getting in your exams. Aptitude is about the general things. It's about the basics, because you need to have the basics in them. And you guys will also notice that whenever you are giving aptitude tests, all the questions that are there are all very basic, and all are not, you won't find all the questions very tough. So this is very important. Aptitudes are very important. Plus, when ma'am was asking me how did I manage in Oman and everything, is I always wanted to work out of India. I had never thought that I will go to India right after my MBA. My plan was to, I did not even think that I will get cleared with Khimji Ramdas and I'll get selected there. So obviously thanks to Jim's Kalkaji for the opportunity that they have given me, because mostly these companies are not coming in colleges of, they are mostly taking people out from the bigger colleges and everything. But uh, because of our college, these things have changed. And Khimji Ramdas first started coming in Jim's Kalkaji only because of the efforts put by our placement team. So getting selected there was something which I really wanted to. I really wanted to get selected in that company. And when I okay, can you tell us how did you crack Khimji, like interview rounds and whole preparation as a whole? Okay, so yeah, I'll answer that. What happens is, firstly you get to give a aptitude test. The aptitude test is not very difficult. It's average. It's not very difficult. So once you clear the aptitude test, you get a form that is of around 4 pages, where you have to just fill the answers. And those guys don't expect you to fill all the answers which are related to your academics or something which is very extraordinary that you have done in your life. Those guys just want normal things that you have done in your life, the smallest of your achievements. And what they are looking for is how good you feel about the small achievements also that you have had in your life. And after that, we have a group discussion. In group discussion, they won't give you topics related to India, because for them it is not important to see. Thank you, Palak ma'am. Thank you very much. So for those guys, it is not important to see what they are doing in what these guys are doing in India. They just give you random topics. Sometimes it might be possible that they will tell you guys to select a topic for the group discussion. And in my group discussion, this happened. We were the only people who selected the topics. And after that, you have an interview round. The interview round lasts for around an hour. So in that, they don't ask you anything related to your academics or anything. They don't ask you anything about your marks. They just want to know how you think, the answers that you have given, and you just need to be logical about the answers that you have given. Because if you say something and those guys ask you a question about it and you don't have a logical answer for that, they will definitely get on to you and they will hold you. So throughout the interview, you have to be logical, you have to be truthful, because in this company we are only looking for people who have great ethics, because that is what we practice here. So it was very easy to crack the interview. Like, I won't say it was easy, the questions were definitely tough, but you don't have to lie or anything. You just have to be truthful about everything, and those guys will definitely like you then.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so I'm the one who just asked the question. Yeah, so how much did do you know your academics matter, especially in Khimji? And I've also heard that they give a little bit more preference to male candidates. So, how do we, cope up with that, and how important are academics to like get into good companies like Khimji or Deloitte or
Yeah,
anything?
I'll tell you about Khimji. In Khimji, definitely they give more importance to male candidates, but that is for a reason. Because most of the girls have left the company in 2 years or 3 years, where they are looking for people who are willing to stay there for more time. But I won't say they don't select girls. In my batch, 2 girls were selected. In this batch, the current batch that has been selected, there are 5 girls in that batch. And there are girls who have stayed there for more than 10 years. There are girls who have stayed there for more than 8 years and they are still working there. So I won't say that girls have a disadvantage there. If you can crack the interview, if they like you, there is nothing that can stop you, because if they like you, they will just take you. And I trust me, those guys are not after leaving people. Their retention policies are very strict. So they just don't let people go. And
Okay.
I'll add, they don't let you go until they make you happy. So it's not like you just want to leave there and they won't let you go, but they'll give you options, they'll make you happier, and then they'll make you stay there.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
So, Samarth, that yes, you get all the goods that you give to the world, and of course, you get your loyalty points also redeemed once you are continuing to exist in the organization. So, Samarth, I have a set of questions popping up on my screen.
Yes, ma'am.
How do you manage the cross-country culture there? Is the culture different in Oman the way it is in India? You being an Indian, did you face some racism issues? Please elaborate on this.
See, I'll tell you about Oman. First of all, I was also very worried about going to Oman, but thankfully, two of our seniors are already working there. One is Danish and one is Raghu. Raghu recently left, but Danish is still there. And I was lucky enough, luckier than other people in my batch, that I got a chance to interact with them, and they told me everything about the company and also the country. So once I reached there, see, I'll tell you something. Oman is one of the safest country in the world. The crime rate is nearly 0%, and it is, the people there are very polite. If you are going on the road, you are walking on the road, there is no one that the person won't greet you. Everyone will greet you on the road streets itself. So it is a very nice country to live in. It's tolerant of all religious or religions, and it's tolerant of all lifestyles. So Oman, I would say, is one of the most liberal countries in the Middle East, where people think that they will face a lot of rule issues and everything. But obviously, the rules are strict there, but those are only for your good, and people follow them. There is nothing like that. The Omani people are very helpful. Plus, in Oman, I don't think you'll feel homesick, because most of the people are Hindu there. Most of the people are from India, and the company also, most of the people are Indians. Like, the majority of people are Indians, so you won't face any cultural issues or anything. You get all the Indian food there. You get Indian stuff there. Probably you will get more stuff than you get in India also, because in Delhi you won't get stuff from other states. There you'll get states from stuff from all the states of the country. So man, I mean, in the first month I was a little tensed about being in Oman, but recently, I'll say in last 2 3 months, I've really started liking Oman, and I plan on staying there for some time now.
Hmm. And how about the customer practices? Are they really good? Are they asking you to go for some negotiation based on pricing? How do you manage with the vendors? So if you can throw some light on there,
Yes, ma'am,
those
definitely.
aspects as well. Yeah.
So, being in Khimji Ramdas and working in the Procter and Gamble division, which is PNG, we actually don't have a lot to do there with the customers. We have to make the negotiations and everything. But what happens is, while we are partners for Khimji Ramdas, we have particular guidelines which we have to follow, because we are just not looking up to selling the products. We give end-to-end support to the customers. That's why we are called section managers or not, and not sales representatives. So there are a lot of guidelines which we have to follow. We get certain funds from PNG. We get the marketing initiatives from PNG, which we have to implement. Plus, in PNG, we don't look after building volume. We look after building customers. And the thing that is most important for us is the fundamentals that we have to follow. If our fundamentals are correct in the store, because in India, I'll tell you, in companies, what you have to do, if you are a distributor, you just have to go and sell the product. But here, you just don't have to go and sell the product. Here, you have to look after a lot of marketing strategies that have to be implemented in the customer stores, which are the hypermarkets. And trust me, those are very big stores. So if your fundamentals are correct, if you have followed all the marketing strategies, then sales are bound to happen. That is what we work upon here.
Okay, so it's
Yes.
based on competitor pricing?
No, ma'am. Actually, pricing is not in our hand. It is completely up to the brand, because we directly contact with the brand, and we have to work according to all the prices that have been set. The prices that have been set are all uh, been set only after the competition prices, after seeing the competition prices, and after doing a lot of extensive research. So pricing, mostly like we work in PNG, so the pricing for our products are fairly higher from the other products, but still we are the market leaders in Oman.
Right. So, although this is slightly complex for me to understand, and I'm sure for many of them who are here to digest, but before we move any further, I think there's one student who's raising her hand. That's Rajshri.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Rashmi.
Rajshri, do you have a question?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Am I audible?
Yes.
So I actually wanted to know that Khimji
Please call me
Ramdas.
Samarth first. Everyone, please call me Samarth. Don't call me
Okay.
sir. Please call me Samarth.
Okay, Samarth. So I actually wanted to know that Khimji Ramdas hires students on the profile of marketing and HR. Am I correct?
No, no, Rashmi. It
It's not.
is, I'll tell you something very clear. We are called section managers, but at the
Okay.
end of the day, we are doing sales there.
Okay.
But the sales is not your, like, you don't have to run around. Like in India, it's all about doing the volume, volume, volume. In
Yes.
Oman, and in Oman also in other companies also, it's about volume only. But when
Okay.
you talk about PNG and in Khimji Ramdas, because I'll tell you something, there is a CPG cluster, because which is a consumer product group, in which there
Okay.
are four different divisions, in which I work in PNG. So in
Okay.
PNG, it's not about volume. In PNG, it's all about the fundamentals, as I told before.
Hmm.
So if your fundamentals are correct, you will get the volume. Definitely, you will get the volume on its own. And I don't think that it's all about sales at the end.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
There are certain things which you have to do on your own. But I'll just tell you one thing, that company, in that company, they are not expecting you to come where you have already learned things from your college, because they know that you are freshers and 100% training will be done there. They teach you everything. Like
Yes.
everything they'll teach you there.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, Samarth, what majors did you have in college?
I did international business with marketing and finance. In this
Okay.
college, I had that. Yes.
So, finance is a compulsory to sit in Kimji's placements or what?
No, nothing like that. In Khimji, there is nothing like a compulsory qualification that you have to sit for. In Khimji, like I'll tell you something, Khimji Ramdas is a people's company. They are not looking after people who are certain. They just want you to be a MBA student. That's it. Because once you are sitting for this job, once you are selected in this job, finance is also a part of the job. Sales is also a part of the job, and marketing also is part of the job. That's why the profile says section manager, because you have to manage everything there. You just don't have to do sales. So finance also you have to manage for the particular business that you are handling. Marketing also you have to manage. Sales also you have to manage. Plus there are merchandisers working under you. Those people also you have to manage. So you get an experience of team management, finance, marketing, and sales all together. Plus data analytics also you will learn, because we work completely on data, and you need to learn how to manage the data. And you will, like, there are people who will teach you everything there. So in if you join there in the next 3 or 4 months, you will be completely ready with the data work and everything. So sales, marketing, finance, team management, and data work, data analytics, you learn everything in this profile. That's why the profile says section manager.
Right, with you handling such complexity in such comprehensive way. So, Samarth, who has been one of those faculty members who are on your mind when you find yourself perplexed in situations and you find that, so and so faculty's lessons are really on your mind to help you navigate through the problem?
Ma'am, all the faculties have been really great to me, and I have learned something from everyone. Uh, like I was really close to Anju ma'am in college. I was really close to you. I was actually close to all the teachers in college. So everyone has taught me different things, from the guest lectures that we used to have, from the the visiting faculties that we had, and especially Anju ma'am. I used to be a very notorious student in college, and I'm still a very notorious guy in the company as well. But Anju ma'am taught me to balance everything. Jyoti ma'am worked on my communications. Jyoti ma'am taught us a lot of presentation skills, communication skills, and so I have learned a lot from all the teachers. Palak ma'am taught us a lot of things about computers and different softwares and everything. Though I'm still bad at HTML, but still.
But now you have a team, you have a few expert professionals under you to do those tasks, is it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Uh,
Definitely.
Right. So life is all about climbing up the corporate ladder.
Yes, ma'am.
Right, right. Samar, there's another question in the chat box. If I
One
may
second, I'll
request you to
just check
please
it.
answer. Yeah, or should I'll just read it out to you.
I'm looking.
Looking into a career into the domain of supply chain. So is there any opportunity? And if yes, how to prepare for it?
Whose question was this?
Ankita. Ankita, are you there with
Ankita.
us?
Yes. So, Ankita,
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
in Khimji, you won't get any opportunity for this as such, because I'm very sorry to say that, but those guys are only hiring for the CPG group. In supply chain, there is a separate division for that altogether, which looks after all our supply things. But for that, you need to be a little more experienced and all the things that happen in the company, because most of the people that have come from supply chain are people who were already working in Oman or something like that. Because those guys are not in the PNG division, and I can only answer you about the PNG division. In PNG, we are only looking for freshers, and we are only looking for people who can be section managers. Like for the sales profile, we are only looking for people. So in supply chain, I don't think there is any hiring there, though you can definitely check the website there and also see if there are any available job positions there in supply chain. But as of now, I cannot answer you or give you any assurances about that.
Somewhere bang on here. So you mentioned something related to sales here. Can you please elaborate? Are you given some sales targets? And if yes, do you take them as pressure? Because these guys who are probably just the freshers, they feel a lot of pressure and probably they have a phobia, I would say, to accept and commit themselves to the organizations. So your say on to this. Then we'll
Guys,
proceed to Angad. Angad,
yes.
hang on, we'll just answer you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have a pretty long answer on this, ma'am.
Okay.
Actually, I was never interested in joining an organization in which I have to do sales. But here
Mm.
I was getting an opportunity to go out of India and especially work there. And when I learned about the organization, I thought that I could give sales a try. So what happened here was, the only reason I am liking this job in Oman is because, as I said before, it's not all about sales. Yes, we are given targets. We are given huge targets, and that happened. And if the targets don't happen, if people question you, you just have to tell that, man, I was fundamentally correct in all my stores. All my marketing strategies were bang on. Still, the targets didn't happen. I cannot do anything about it, and they will accept it, because you were you were doing perfect in the marketing strategies. If your strategies are good, your implementations are perfect as per the guidelines of PNG. There is no one who will ask you any questions about this.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's how about the pressure of the targets?
There is no pressure as such
Okay, great.
for. I mean, it completely depends on the person if he takes pressure or not. As you know me, if even 10 people are giving me pressure, I won't take it. So
That's
that's someone how I am. There are people who take pressure also, but from the top management, from the higher management, there is no pressure of doing the volume as such.
okay. Uh, Samarth and Angad, before we proceed towards you, I have a question here popping on the screen for long. Just let us know here that you are from 2016-18 batch,
No,
right?
ma'am, 1820.
1820.
Yes.
Yes, so better said. So 2020, this COVID-19 has made things worse. So how did you take upon the depression in the entire economy? And now talking about you, are handling world economy, part of it. So how did you manage your resilience, and how about the depression in the business world? And what implications did it have for your company, for your profile, so on and so forth? If you
Yes,
can please
ma'am.
elaborate. Yeah.
I'll answer on that. I got placed in January 2020,
Mhm.
and I was supposed to go to Oman in April to start my job, but I went there on 31st December of 2020. So I was almost a year late for my joining.
Mhm.
And after that also for our company, because I've heard from people who were working in 2020 there that for our division, for PNG division, it was the only division in Khimji Ramdas which closed at a positive index. And it was the only company in Oman who closed at a positive index, because in FMCG there is a lot of demand and we are the market leaders. In 2021, we had a few issues because the second lockdown came, and in that second lockdown, there was a huge lockdown in Oman as well. And there was I won't say crash crunch, but there was issues with the economy. That's why our business fell a little on the head. But in the last 4 months, we have shown exceptional growth and we are again closing on three digits. So the business is now back on track. It's fine again. And talking about depression, guys, I was at home for 1 year after getting placed. So you just have to learn to live with it. You have to engage yourself in different activities. Do anything you like. Like I got placed, so I didn't want to learn anything new. I just wanted to rest for a year if I got a chance. So I was all into start exercising. I'll tell you the best thing is start exercising. That is the only thing that will keep you happy because your mind is completely diverted after doing that. And once you start working, it gets really difficult for you to manage all those things. Like I'll tell you, I've gained 11 kgs in last 1 year in Oman. So do exercise, guys. Just keep yourself fit and everything. Once you are fit, your mind will work fine, and you can definitely manage all the depression people think is happening due to COVID.
Right. I think it's more of the happiness that has made you bloated and the pride
Yes,
that goes about being with the company. It's not really I mean, I would not say that, the food is the real victim out here.
ma'am.
Okay, now we'll have Angadya, please.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Very
Jagan.
good afternoon,
Sorry, we
sir.
have to keep you.
Sir, I just want to ask one thing. Let's say if you are looking after a particular region within any role, like
Okay.
supply chain, sales division, talent management, and if you're looking across Pan Asia, South Asia, Asia Pacific. So in that case, each role matters, like which region you're looking, or you can even look upon one or two regions more, like the roles
See, it
that.
completely depends. I'll tell you something. Right now, as I'm the section manager, so I'm only handling a small region, but still I'm handling the like I'll tell you something. In PNG, according to Procter and Gamble, there are different tiers. So as a starter there, it's only been 1 year for me in Khimji Ramdas. So I handle the non-tier business, which is a smaller trade in modern trade. It is a smaller trade in modern trade. So after that, there is tier one, which are the national accounts. And after that, you go into team management where you handle all the big regions, which is the unit manager position. So you reach there after 4 to 5 years. So in that, I'll tell you something. There are people who have been handling countries, but as I'm working in Khimji Ramdas, I'm only looking to work in Oman right now. So what I'll say is people who are working in Dubai or people who are working in Qatar, which are the bigger countries of the Gulf, those are the people when reaching 10 or 11 years of working in a company, they reach a position where they start handling 3 to 4 countries all at once. So that is where you become the country heads or the channel managers or the brand managers. That is where you start handling countries. But in Khimji, if you are looking to come in Khimji, there is only one position who will look after the entire country. There is only one position who will look after an entire trade. There is only one position who will look after different brands. So this is how it works, sir. As section managers, we just look after regions. Like I am in Sohar. I'm posted in Sohar. My first assignment it was in Sohar, so I'm only looking after Sohar right now. So it all depends on the tasks and the assignments that you have given. If you reach a certain level, then the country handling and all these things they start. But these things only start once you are in the top management, and that takes time. So you have to be patient with a lot of things.
And sir, Oman comes in which region?
Oman comes in Middle East. It is a Gulf country, and I would say it shares border with UAE and Yemen on another side, which is around 1,000 kilometers from where I live. So where I live in Sohar, Dubai is only 2 hours from my place by road. So Oman is Middle East, it's in Gulf and near to UAE.
Thank you, sir.
Somewhere there are a few questions that are
Yes,
popping
ma'am.
up. How do you dress to your organization? Is it all about formals, or do you wear something in white the way it is advertised into the
No, ma'am.
serials, movies?
Ma'am, only the Omani people wear that. That thing is called a kandura.
Okay.
So for Omani people, they take a lot of. It's not compulsory for them to wear it, but these guys take a lot of pride in what they wear and what their culture is. So that is why they have adopted it in their formal and personal lives as well. So what we wear is we wear usual formals that we have to wear in India. And on Thursday, like for us, the weekend are Friday and Saturday. So on Thursday, we are allowed to wear casuals.
Oh, okay. So you can dress
Yes,
up in jeans.
yes, definitely. We can dress up in like you know me. I dress up
Yeah,
anywhere I
right,
want.
right. And how about food? Do you have the
About food,
Indian meals or Mughlai
you get
only?
a lot of Indian meals. You
Okay.
get a lot of Indian food,
Okay.
and like I'd say you will get more of Indian food than Arabic there.
Uh-uh.
And mostly you will get South Indian food because there are a lot of people from the states like Kerala and Tamil Nadu. So it's all about that. People, they all, ma'am, even Omanis know Hindi. They understand a little bit of Malayalam also.
Oh, so
Yes,
is it that we can say that it's almost like India?
I'd say it's exactly like India.
Exactly like India. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah. So there's another question popping up on my personal screen. How about,
yes.
that once you're caught up, like the way it is, red lights and all. So how relaxed are they with the rules, or how
They are
strict
not
are they?
relaxed with all these things. I'll tell you my experiences. I have been getting speed tickets every month. I get around 2 to 3 speed tickets every month, which is of 10 reals. There are cameras in every one kilometer, and the speed limit there is 120. But you can drive up to 137, 138. The cameras don't catch you up to 140. But still, I am getting speed tickets every month, 2 to 3 of them. And if you jump the red lights, there is a fine of around 50 reals, which would convert up to around 10,000. And for that also, it completely depends because when you go to the police station, those guys check the surveillance cameras and they will check them. They will see if you did it deliberately. They will just give you, they will tell you to stay one night in the jail. And but they give really good biryani, is what I've heard for and in the one night in jail. And if you did it for saving someone or because we are driving on high speeds there are people who are also coming from the back, and if you are saving it to doing it to prevent an accident or something, they will just let you go with a fine or something like that. So it completely depends on what you have done. The rules are tough, definitely, but it's working fine for them, and everything is managed there. People are very disciplined.
But even though you talk about a speed more than 120 or 130, I would say that's huge. I mean, a
And
lot
the
of
roads
life
are such.
threats.
Plus, I would say the population also plays a huge part, because there is a total population of around 50 lakhs in the country.
Oh, okay.
So
But ये roads नहीं तो highways लग रहे हैं. These almost sound as highways.
these are highways only. In the city, in the main city also, the speed limit is 100.
Oh,
Yes,
that's huge. Oh,
yes,
okay. So two more students have their questions. So
yes.
Manas or Shivam, whom would you select? M or S? So whatever alphabet you choose, so we are going to go ahead with that question.
Let's start with Manas because I can see his face.
Okay, okay.
Yes,
Manas?
Good afternoon, sir. Myself, Manas.
yes,
Sir,
Manas.
I
Manas,
just
please call
visited.
me
Yes,
Samarth.
sir.
Don't call me sir.
Samarth, I have visited your LinkedIn profile and I have seen you have done internships. So I would like to ask that I haven't done any of internships or life project right now,
Okay,
but I have gained certifications in marketing, that to
okay,
digital marketing. So is
okay.
there any scope if we apply for Khimji Ramdas? Is it corely based on what internships or what projects I have done, or would I get an edge if I have done any certification courses or any publications?
See, I don't think you will get any edge there in that company. I'll be very honest. Just don't mind this, because in the interviews also, they will test your knowledge. They will obviously try to know about everything that you have done in your SIPs, but the digital marketing courses and everything, that doesn't matter to them. Because I'll tell you something, Oman is not very developed in technology per se, because uh, it's all about business there. It's not about technology there, because it is not very technologically advanced. Plus, obviously, you'll have the knowledge and they'll ask you about all those things if you are able to answer everything about it, because I'm sure that if you have done those courses, you know everything about it. So they ask you things, they try to know everything about what you know, and that's it यार. उस कंपनी में बस यही सीन है कि तुम जाओ, तुम्हें अगर कोई चीज अच्छे से आती है तो तुम वहां पे करो, उनको उससे फर्क नहीं पड़ता तुम क्या पढ़ के आए हो, तुम क्या कोर्स करके आए हो। उनको अगर लगेगा वो तुमको सिखा सकते हैं और किसी चीज में डेवलप कर सकते हैं, so they will definitely select you. You don't have a issue with doing another course, or you don't have an issue with all those, because you will get same chance as other people.
For a student who is not good enough in studies,
Okay.
just above average, lot into co-curricular activities and this certification, what are the chances to be selected in the company? Any
भाई
ratio,
मैं
any
बैठा हूँ यार तुम्हारे आगे,
estimate?
you have very high chances. See, as I said before, they are not looking for people who are toppers. Mostly it happens like you just have to be street smart, yaar. Matlab, like people are there. Most of the people I work with, I have people who were toppers in their
Your
schools and
your
stuff.
this statement gave me a huge confidence.
Yeah. Uh, see, don't worry about it, because you just have to be confident. It's not about, if you're not getting good marks, doesn't mean you don't have knowledge about things.
Hmm.
You definitely have knowledge about things. If you are sitting in a college like gyms, if you are confident enough to talk in a meeting like that, you have 100% chances of getting selected in a company. Yeah? And in Khimji or in any other company, because I'll say Khimji is not the best company in the world. Khimji is not.
One of the best.
It's one of the best in. I'll say in Oman it's the best.
Hmm.
In companies coming to our colleges, it's one of the best. But it's not the last company in the world.
Hmm.
No company is the last company in the world, guys. Firstly, I'll give you a suggestion: is stop complicating things in your head. Just stop complicated things. The more you complicate things, the more you stress about all these things, it's going to be an issue for you, because it's not like you will get in. It happens that you will get selected in the first company you sit for. It's not like, it's not with everyone. Like I got placed, I was one of the last people to get placed in my batch. So I wouldn't say that you have to compete.
But you got the best one of the best one.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. I'll agree to that.
In
Thank you.
fact, Samarth,
Yes,
sorry, I'm interrupting you, right? I'll just advise Manas, you need to be in touch with Samarth. Okay. So Manas has got a lot of qualities which is like you, Samarth. Okay, since I know you. So yes, the way you said, I'm like, yes, the way Manas said, you got the best. No doubt it was the last, but still you got the best. So Manas, you need to be in touch with Samarth.
definitely,
Manas, before you
definitely.
go, you have to switch on your camera once so that Samarth can see you in real. I think it calls upon for quite a few reasons to switch on your camera, Manas, though for a while.
Ma'am, actually, I am just outside my house. We are having electricity issue, so
Okay,
that's
okay.
why.
Ma'am,
Right,
can you just excuse me for 1 second?
sure,
My
sure.
battery is low. I'll just connect the charger.
Right, right, right. Sure. So students, I think Manas, and in the meantime, probably Samarth, if you're listening. So Manas comes with a background of B pharmaceuticals. So bachelor's in sciences as specifically into pharmaceuticals, I'm sure is not easy. So yes, some of us come with those powerful struggles that we've been capable enough to navigate with success. So I think success just doesn't stop here. It is going to have your way probably in the next coming few months, wherein you'll also be sitting for your final corporate placements. So Jim Kalkaji is really happy to have Samarth with us. So Samarth, a little light on those students who
Yes, sir.
come from B Tech, B Pharma, science background. How do you see some placement opportunities for these sciences? If you can
I
elaborate a little,
think
yeah.
the people who come from these backgrounds, because I could never be a part of that background because I knew that I cannot do it. So I think that these guys definitely have an edge because the way of thinking, the way of analyzing things is completely different from people who are coming from commerce background and everything. Because they learn a lot about technological things, they learn a lot, and plus the hard work that they have to do in those courses, their thinking capacity completely changes.
Right.
And
I agree.
yes, ma'am. And after doing an MBA or a PGDM course, uh, they have a really great chance of cracking good companies. So that is, I genuinely believe that, and I have been believing that for a long time now.
I was thinking that my B Pharma background will not give me an edge. Instead, I should be from a commerce background to be
No,
successful in
nothing like that.
MBA or.
Nothing at all. If you are an MBA, you are equal to all the people who are sitting in an interview process.
Yeah.
That's it. Your background does not matter. Nothing matters. If they think that you'll do it, if they think you can learn everything, you'll definitely get selected. There is nothing which is stopping you. No, your background cannot stop you ever.
Mhm.
And I'll
That's
suggest
true.
one more thing to all of you guys. Uh, if there are a lot of things that happen, but always, even after getting rejected from 10 companies, 5 companies, 6 companies, never feel bad about yourself. Always feel good about yourself and uh, just keep yourself above everyone.
Mhm.
That is something which is very important. Always feel good about yourself. You'll definitely do wonders if you have that confidence.
So this is something really relevant. Your past doesn't matter. In case it was good, you can be prideful of it, but not for very long because what you'll be hired for is your learning attitude and your skills at that present moment of your interview. Thank you, Manas, for taking up your question. I think it was well answered. Now we shall move to Shivam.
Yes.
Shivam, yeah. Shivam, are you there with us?
Yes, ma'am, I'm there.
Yeah.
Hi, sir.
Hi,
Shivam
Shivam.
Technical, right? Yeah, actually, I
Guys,
also working
समर्थ
in.
बोलो यार नाम से बुलाओ मुझे.
Yeah, Samarath.
Yeah.
Actually, I also have an experience to work with the UA Exchange. Maybe you know the name. It's paying right now. UA Exchange in Dubai.
Okay.
Also over there, there is a contract-based job. Like you have to be in a contract with the company for 6 months. So is it there in the Khimji Ramdas also?
Yes, you have a contract of 2 years, not 6 months. And I'll tell you something. People get worried on hearing about contract and everything. and they get worried when companies keep your passports and all. But that is all for safety reasons. Plus, the contract, I'll tell you something, they are spending a lot on bringing you there. They spend a lot on that because the visa fees, they are very high. They spend on your tickets, they spend on everything. When you reach there, they spend on accommodation and everything. So I don't think that there is a problem with the contract issue. Plus, if you think that you will go back in 2 years, then don't join only. That's my suggestion. Because if you are going to another country, changing your habitat and completely changing your life around, you should at least stick there for some time. Because if you are staying there for only 2 years, and when you come back to India, there is nothing special that you'll get. You'll just get something which is equivalent to what we were doing in Oman in the 2 years. And that will also be not up to the mark as it is in Oman, because in Oman, they give you that luxury of doing things your own way. And because the country is such, the market there is such. In India, when you do the same job, man, you'll bite your nails and take your hair off. So you should never think about staying in a company for a short span. If you don't get an extremely good opportunity, then, and I'll tell you something, stop focusing on, all of you guys, stop focusing on money as such. Start focusing on the profile that you have to build. Start focusing on your profile, your personal profile, not on the profile of money, in terms of money or everything. Because what you learn in the starting, everything you gain is something which you will keep with you for a lifetime. So it's completely about that यार. Contract होता है, सब होता है, but you don't have to worry about it. तुम contract तोड़ के भी जा सकते हो इस company से. Khimji is a very understanding company, so that's not a problem here. Yes, there is a contract.
And is there any chance that they shift you from the Oman only, or for Dubai and for other Middle East countries also they are looking
Ramdas
for?
only operates in Oman and in a small part in Gujarat. So in Gujarat, their operations are really less. In Oman, it's the main operations are there. And if you have to move out, you have to leave the company, because from Khimji, you'll be working only in Oman.
Okay, thank you.
Right, Samarth. So I have another question popping up.
Yes.
All right. I think Manas, you have some more questions. Manas?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Manas.
Someone, I want to apply for company offering me international exposure or giving me jobs as you are settled outside India. I
Okay.
want that exposure. So, what will be some major points that I have to consider, that I have to prepare on if applying for that type of job?
See, if you are looking for a campus placement, so there is only one company which is offering an international placement, which is Khimji Ramdas. So for that, it's see, I'll tell you, it's not a rocket science. It's not rocket science at all. You just have to give the aptitude test. You just have to give the interview, the group discussion. It's totally like another, like it's totally like any other company process. It's just that you get to work outside India, and that's it. In fact, I think the process is a little more easier than other companies also, because these guys don't have anything to do with India. So if anything they ask you will not be related to India, and trust me, they don't know much about India, so it's not going to be tough for them, tough for you anyway. So you just have to be confident in all the processes. It's not only what I'm talking about Khimji. For every company, you need to be very confident. That's it. And don't lie in any interviews. You will get rejected for lying also, for not lying, but still don't lie. Get rejected if they cannot tolerate your truthfulness.
Right. Malika, do you have any question? By the way, Manas, do you have any more questions?
Yes.
Ma'am, right now, no more questions. I will ask if
Okay.
there are any.
Okay. Sure.
You
Sure.
can connect to me anytime. You can connect to me on LinkedIn, WhatsApp, Facebook, anywhere you guys can connect.
Already done.
Yeah.
Okay, so Samarth, like, जैसे if we take a marketing as our, one of our majors. So, it's often said, as compared, like as in aspect with Indian marketing companies, that, sales karni padegi. Sales is a very, important aspect. So for companies like Oman, like Khimji, and like international recruiting companies, is sales as much important there, or do they give that much of, weightage to sales aspect of the job, like as they do here in India?
See, I'll tell you something. For marketing job, getting into, see, right now in India also there are a lot of companies who are giving you a marketing job. So there are companies which give you marketing research and everything. But when you talk about getting into marketing strategy, you need to have certain experiences. So that is what happens. I was during my process also, I was looking after going in only for marketing jobs and everything. But then I got an opportunity to go into Khimji. In Khimji, I'll tell you what happens is people who are on top in Khimji, people who are sleep. The Khimji is not the principal. Principal is PNG. Okay. So the marketing strategies are in a collaborative effort. They are formulated with PNG, which are country specific. So the marketing strategies are implemented through us only. And also when you are working on the field, like say about you have 17 to 18 customers, which are the hypermarkets which you cater to. In the in-store marketing strategies, it is completely up to you how you do that. For I'll tell you, if you get into management positions, which is after 4 to 5 years, you get it to the unit manager position, and after that you get into brand manager position. And people who are in the company, from the general manager to the CEO, those are all people who started as section managers in the company. So in this company in Khimji, we follow a hierarchy, and it's not like suddenly there'll be an interview and the new director comes in who is from outside the company or from any other country or something. People who are here, like a section manager will only become a unit manager, he will only become a brand manager, and he'll only become the GM or the CEO. So there is nothing like that. If you have to, in this company, if you have to reach the marketing level, you have to start from a sales job. This is how this company works.
Okay, so basically, if it even if it's Kimchi, so sales plays a very important role.
Correct. Because see, I'll tell you something. At the end of the day, the division is a sales-driven division. Okay. For marketing, we get the guidelines from PNG. In the store, which we do is our creative thoughts that we put into it. And the main thing is we are driving sales. So once we drive sales, the rest of the things follow. And
So
that, yes.
how was your initial some months when you were into the sale, and then it was also a new environment for you, a new market for you, something you would not have been very familiar to, since it's a new market in Oman and everything.
In the initial days, it was a little tough because I was sent to a small city for my first assignment. And in the starting, it got a little difficult for me because the place I live in has a population of only about 1.5 lakh. And me coming from Delhi, it was a very different experience for me altogether. But in this company, the people are so nice that they will make you feel like family. They will call you at all the times to know what you are doing, how you are feeling, and everything about that. So it's a very friendly environment and a family-like environment that we follow in the company. There are people who will call you at 2 p.m. if you have had food or not. They'll call you at all times. So that's not a problem here. You live with people whom you work with. So the people you are working with are a family.
Thank you, Samarth.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Sir, sorry, Samarth.
Yes.
Should we go for marketing internships right now as we are in the first year, which is about to end? So to gain experience, should we opt for marketing internships, sales?
See, it's nothing like that. You should go for internships, whichever you have your interest in. Because see, I'll tell you, in Khimji interviews, they won't see where you did your internship. They will only see how much you learned from the internship. If you talk about that internship, they will ask you everything about that, and they just want to see what you learned. Because in this company also, in your initial months and years also, I'll say, because for me, the first 2 years are the years where you keep learning. So in this So in the interviews also, people don't care about where you have done your internship. And I'll say this for all the companies, not only for Khimji. So they just want to know what you learned in the internship. And any internship that you are doing, just do it with all your heart. You just have to take all you can take, because for the next 3 4 years, it's all about learning for you, nothing else.
Right. So, students, any more questions from you? Okay, so before we really close, Samarth, we'll go for a quick round of questions. Yeah, these are going
Sure,
to
ma'am.
be, yeah, rapid fire round.
Sure.
So you would not have any time to think. You just have to come out with the answer,
Okay.
right? Your favorite color?
Blue.
Okay, why blue?
I don't know. I just have everything blue.
So guys, here we take up a lesson that yes, the gyms has its logo in the color blue, and that is what is favorite to Samarth, the only one from the entire batch to secure the international placements right across the borders into Oman. So these days, it isn't only about blue chip companies or to be worried about those blue collar jobs. It's all about having your way into the deepest color, that's blue. Okay, the second question to you.
Yes.
The one faculty that you remember. Okay.
All of them. I remember everyone.
Okay, next question. Your favorite spot in the college?
Favorite spot in the college? It was outside college, actually.
Right, so that is
Yes.
where all the fun takes place.
Yes.
Right. Oh, so ma'am says she knows. Right. So, right, right.
पंडित जी से पूछना पड़ेगा कॉलेज के बाहर वाले.
Oh, so astrology works there as well. Right, right. So going ahead, one friend that you remember from PGDM IB or from your entire batch in total.
Friend.
Yeah, one friend to name.
Well, I cannot say one because I made quite a few very close friends to me. And I think even you and Anju ma'am also know them. Anju ma'am is saying Mishra Shreyansh, वो तो मेरा भाई है मैम, वो तो cousin ही है मेरा. तो उसको तो मैं बचपन से ही जानता हूँ. Plus आशी, दाक्षी, भूमिका, निकिता जो मैंने बहन बनाई है कॉलेज में. So all these people are very close to me. I still talk to them. Since I'm in India, I have also met all of them. एंड श्रेयांश का तो वर्क फ्रॉम है, बट वो दिल्ली आया था मेरे से मिलने. अभी गया, 2 दिन पहले ही गया वो घर वापस.
Oh, okay. So you are in Delhi at the moment, is it?
यस मैम, आई केम फॉर माय एनुअल लीव.
Ah, okay, okay, okay. Right. So I
गाइस,
think
वैसे आपको खिमजी में पेड एनुअल लीव मिलता है, तो अगर आप आते हो तो कोई इशू नहीं है. फ्लाइट का टिकट विकेट भी करा के देती है कंपनी.
right. It
सर
is
इस कॉन्फिडेंस के हिसाब से मैं सेकंड स्टूडेंट जरूर बनूंगा.
बिल्कुल यार, आओ यार, सब आओ.
इंटरनेशनली प्लेस.
Yes, yes. And before we close, how significant do you think are English communication skills to clear any of the corporate interview, more specifically into Oman?
It's very important because if you are in most of the companies that you work now, in all the companies you have to work on an international level. Because I'll give you an example for a few companies like MongoDB and Publicis Sapient. All these companies are handling clients which are based in US or UK or Australia. So your English needs to be strong. For Oman, I'll say for the interview, English has to be very strong. For the first assignment that I'm in, you don't need English. You just need English for the monthly meetings that you work for. And क्योंकि आपके कस्टमर को ना इंग्लिश आती है, ना हिंदी आती है, ना अरबिक आती है, उनको सिर्फ मलयाली आती है. Because my customer base is 100% Malayali. So, but once you reach up to another level, that like it's been 1 year for me in the non-tier section manager. Now I'll be tier 1 section manager. Where there I'll be working with Europeans and white Arabs. So there your English is very important, and plus your correction, all your communication needs to be very important because you have to write mails, you have to communicate with the brand. So for all those things, you obviously your communication is very important.
Samarth, if you can indicate how long you would be available in Delhi, because they're wanting to see you not virtually but in reality.
I was here. I actually came to Delhi on 8th of January. So my leaves are about to get over, and I am here till 10th of Feb. So on 10th I have my flight. So I'm going back on 10th.
So students or those who want to see Samarth in real can request Anju ma'am to schedule him for a visit right from 8th to 10th, wherein you would have your offline classes to get started. And last one lesson that you are going to give it to all the students present here who are going to appear for the corporate. These are first year students, by the way, at the moment. They're yet
Okay,
to go
okay.
for their summer internship and for their final placement is the next lap.
Guys, I won't give you a suggestion or a direction on completely a corporate thing. I'll just say two to three things for you. Just be confident, feel good about yourself, and never let yourself down in your own eyes. That's it. Because these are all the things that will maintain all your confidence. And यार corporate life है ना, तुम company में जाके ही सीखोगे. तो वो तुम सीख जाओगे. उसका कोई problem नहीं है. Just be confident, feel good about yourself, love yourself. That's it.
So, guys, self love, self confidence, and positive attitude, including your learning skills, are going to make your way to the corporate world. With this, we come towards to the very interactive and very insightful session that we had with you, Samarth. Wish the time was more, we could have kicked in more questions, but due to time constraint, and of course, as on public demand, we would like to have you on the campus in real.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
You
So,
can plan for a day. I'll be in contact with Anju ma'am regarding this. If
Thank you, Samarth.
yes,
I think we will have to plan a visit.
yes,
I mean, like your visit, in fact. I'll be in touch with you. So I
yes,
just
ma'am, definitely.
want, the ARs and CRs of A, B, and IB to let me know, right? When they are in the campus, probably will plan a visit because I think
Definitely,
it's a must. So people should know what all things they need to take care of, right, while they
definitely,
prepare,
ma'am.
right?
Definitely, ma'am.
So thank you so much, Samarth, for being very sweet as always and very
Thank you for
humble
getting
and
me here,
nice.
ma'am.
So you're always this good. I'm like,
Yes, ma'am.
right? So thank you so much, Samarth.
Thank you, ma'am.
And this is what probably we'll meet soon before you leave, right?
Sure, sure, sure.
Yeah.
okay.
Thank you so much. Jyoti ma'am, please take.
Yes. Okay. There's just a very small question left here.
Yes,
How
ma'am.
to deal with commitment phobia? Because once you tell about, organizations hiring you for a contract for a couple of years or a few months, so these guys also have some phobia to commit themselves to the organization. With, as you mentioned, it is going to take away your passport and so on and so forth. So, how do you think it would be right or wrong to think on this direction?
See, my answer is very simple on this. First of all, talking about that passport things, that happens because of there is a channel in our business which is called as traditional trade. So in traditional trade, there are very small grocery stores and all where the van sales guys who go on a truck and sell stuff to the small shops, those guys take payments in cash. So if they have the passport, they're we are not saying that they can take the money, but they might go away with the money. So and if they are giving passport of one person, they will keep passport of all of them because all the employees are equal. So
Mm.
that is the only reason they take passports. There is no issue in getting your passports and releasing your passports because this company doesn't work like that. The company is all about their people. And talking about the commitment phobia, I was very scared on how I will manage in this company for 2 years. But now I'm planning a longer tenure. That happens because it's not the problem of the kids, ma'am. इन लोगों की गलती नहीं है because most of the companies are not treating their employees the way the employees want to be treated, and if the employees are not treated like that, they will definitely leave for a better opportunity. So
Right.
this company where I work, it treats us really well, it gives us everything. So that is the reason I don't have a commitment issue with this company.
Sorry to interrupt, Samarth.
Yes,
I have a one last question.
yes.
What about the promotions and everything? Like you're working over there in the last 2 years, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
And our seniors are also working in the company. So what about their promotions and everything, like the hierarchy for it?
See, what happens is when you start as a section manager, for the first 2 year, you mostly look after the non-tier business. But so in that, after 2 years, you get a promotion. You handle the national accounts, And if you are lucky, in the next 2 to 3 years, you will become the unit manager, which is handling the team. So the section managers will be working under you when you become the unit manager. So if I say it's been 1 year for me, sorry, in the company, in the next 4 years, I can become a unit manager. So this is the hierarchy. First, the section manager, unit manager, then you become the brand manager, which is the MSMP. They who directly talk to the brands regarding all the initiatives, the monthly initiatives that we have. Then you become the channel manager because there are different channels in the business. Then you become the trade manager because there are two different trades in the business. And then after that, you become the divisional manager and then the general manager and CEO. So most of the people don't stay there until then because the GM and the CM have been CEO, they have been on that position for the last 10 years. So the hierarchy is this.
Right. So I
Okay,
think,
thank you.
yeah, and the session had been really intriguing here. So thank you so much, Samarth. Guys, so with so many food for thoughts coming up to you, I think it's time to feed your intestines and let us excuse Samarth also for the same. Thank you so much, Samarth, for
Thank
enriching
you.
all of us here with those not so known world and those culture out there across the borders.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. It's been very good talking to these people and talking to you also after a long time.
Yes,
Thank you,
definitely.
Samarth, and God bless you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
So thank you all, guys, all the students. Your attendance will be duly marked. They'll be updated by your respective class coordinators. So thank you all for joining us. Hope you had a great time. Looking forward to the next Young Corporate Meet with our next alumni. Well, that's a secret. So keep yourself absorbed with all of us here. Thank you all for joining in.